Hi everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan with your numerology forecast for April 2020. How you doing out there? You hanging in there okay? Boy, this is one hell of a crazy time. This coronavirus, wow, it's affecting every single one of us. It's full on, it's out of control, it's crazy. And due to what's going on with all of this, the forecast for this month is going to be something a little bit different. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be focusing on a forecast that's a bit more universal. We're going to look more at the month of April and the year 2020. We're not really going to be diving into our own individual personal years. We're going to do a forecast that affects every single one of us because what's going on right now is universal. And I feel what's more needed for everybody listening is that we have more of a universal forecast that's a bit more detailed, that influences and can help every one of us individually as a whole. And on top of that, I'll be including tips to help you get through this time, this month, to help yourself as best you can. All right? So this is going to help you to feel safer, to feel more trusting, to feel a bit inspired, and to feel a bit hopeful, a bit more hopeful. All right, that's my intention with this forecast today. So let's begin by calculating the universal year number that affects every single one of us. And that's when we get the year 2020 and we add it together. All right, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4. And that means that 2020 is what is known as a 4 universal year number. And the universal year number affects every one of us. And the universal year number of 4 is saying extra effort is required. We have to dig deep. We have to work hard to get ourselves where we want to be, or to get ourselves where we need to be, or to achieve goals. And the number 4 is not an easy number. The number 4, no matter where it appears in a numerology chart, whether it's the universal year number, whether it's your personal year number, or whether it's one of your own personal individual numerology profile numbers, such as a life path or a birthday number or a destiny number, the 4, regardless of where it appears, always means hard work. And that hard work is necessary because the goal of the hard work of the 4 is to build a strong, solid foundation that will last the test of time. So it's saying we have to put in the groundwork, we have to put in the effort, we have to work our butts off to achieve what we're trying to achieve and accomplish. But as a result, that extra effort and that hard work is going to create a solid foundation that is stable and that will carry us through to the next phase. We're building a bridge because we've been built on a fault line, guys. The universe, the world, well, not the universe, but planet Earth and humanity, we've been built on a frickin' fault line. A fault line that's been governed and motivated by greed, motivated by what we can get, not what we can give. It's certainly not motivated by gratitude and universal love, is it? Excuse me getting a bit emotional, but that's really what it comes down to. All right? Now, number 4 also represents the earth, and it represents humanity, and it represents universal love because it's combined of 2 2s. So number 2 is a number of unity, cooperation, peace, harmony, love for one another and cooperation, right? And caring. So if you look at the year 2020, we go 2020. Now, wherever a 0 appears next to a number in numerology, a 0 amplifies the energy or the meaning of the number preceding it. So if we've got a 2, universal love, peace, harmony, cooperation, let's work together as a team number, and a 0 beside it, that 0 is saying times 2, and then we've got another 2 for cooperation, peace, harmony, brotherhood of man, let's work together as a team, and another 0 amplifying that second 0. And then it breaks down to a 4, which says, how are we going to get this universal love and work together as a team and get things where they need to be and improve things so we can live a happier, more harmonious life? We need to do some hard work of the 4. And that's what's going on here. Now, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be hard, and we're going to see a lot of awful things. Now, I don't mean to scare you any more than you're already scared. I'm not telling you that to scare you. I'm not saying it's the apocalypse and the world's going to end and all that. What I'm saying is we're going to see some pretty sad things. We already are on TV and in the media. And unfortunately, when big changes are made in the world, in the history of the world, whether it's wars, whether it's all sorts of historical, big, massive changes and shifts on the planet, they began with a lot of hardship and a lot of loss and great challenges. But for those who are spiritually aware, you guys will know in your heart of hearts, you know it logically from all the study and all the things you've learnt with your spiritual learning and understanding of the universal laws and how the universe works, and that what goes out up must come down, and that we attract what we put out. It was only a matter of time before the shit hit the fan in some way on this planet, so that we could have a reboot and a reset and give us an opportunity to rebuild on a more honest, loving foundation that's based on appreciation, gratitude, universal love, and less corruption, less greed, less manipulation, less dishonesty. Okay, now no one's going to know. We're not all going to know for sure how the hell this coronavirus started. And the powers that be will never know. There'll be cover-ups, all sorts of stuff. And you know what? To be honest, it really doesn't matter how it started. The fact is it's here now. And there would have been some sort of tragic event eventually to balance things out on this planet, because we're so out of balance. It could have been another war. It could have been an atomic bomb or something. The thing is, I know it's not necessarily, I know it's a bit of a consolation. It's not, you have to look at it the right way. But what I'm trying to say is, at least we're able to be in the safety of our own homes, to be in isolation as we go through this challenging time, as opposed to having bombs dropped on our homes, being at war, having lost loved ones on the front line, being blown up and shot to pieces, and meaningless hate. Whereas now our heroes on the front line are the essential workers and the medical staff around the world that are fighting the battle on the front lines for us. But it would have been something, okay? It would have been something. So don't lose too much sleep trying to work out where it came from, why it's all happening. It's happening. That's the main thing. So I just want you to understand that this year was going to be hard work for all of us anyway. We're going through a very special time. We are going through a massive transformation of humanity and the planet itself. Lives will be lost. It's tragic on so many levels. But when we get through this, we will get through it together, and we will come out the other end with so much wisdom, so much growth, and no soul dies that wasn't pre-chosen for that soul to exit this life when it chose to exit. And there are many souls that have chosen to exit at this time. That was their purpose, part of their life purpose. More souls incarnated for this event and chose to sacrifice their life to exit from this event. So it would be so dramatic, we would pay attention. We would wake up and we would go, holy shit. What have we done? What's going on? We are not in control of the planet. The planet's in control of us. We're not as powerful as we think we are. There's a higher power. The earth is a living, breathing entity. And we are very goddamn lucky to be here. And we need to know that. We need to make some changes, guys. So, the good thing is, results can come when we all have the right attitude. So the number 4, as you'll often hear me say in personal year forecasts, head down, bum up, focus on the job at hand, persevere. This is a year where you need to dig deep. Fortitude, perseverance, strength, courage, self-discipline, especially self-discipline when it comes to controlling what you choose to give your attention to and what you choose to worry about, and whether or not you let your fears consume you. Extra effort required with self-discipline and managing yourself, managing your thoughts, managing your time. All right? Also, there is a need to see a light at the end of the tunnel, even though you can't see it around you. Even though people are losing money, losing their jobs, it's the most insecure, unstable time and feelings to be experiencing. Probably for many of us, the worst we'll ever feel in our lifetime until someone really, really close to us passes, or some tragic event, marriages ending and other things, and illnesses and all kinds of other awful things that a human can experience. But I know it's no real consolation, but I just want to remind you from a spiritual perspective, the reason we all chose to incarnate in this life as a human being on this earth is to learn, grow and evolve and expand from the experiences we have while we're here, guys. We didn't come here for a picnic. We didn't come here for an easy life where everything goes our way. We came here to stretch ourselves. And when you realize that, and when you embrace that, you will handle life a lot better and a lot easier. You will get through your problems and challenges easier and quicker, because you're not in a victim mentality where you're telling yourself, this shouldn't have happened to me. This shouldn't have happened. Not on my watch. Not on my world. I'm a good person. I've worked hard. I don't deserve this. It's not about deserving. It's not about who's a good person and who's not. It's not who's positive or not. It's about growth. And all of us, we all chose to incarnate at this time. And this, what's happening now with this coronavirus, is one of the reasons we signed up to be born right here, right now, in this lifetime, right now. So be a part of it. United, we can get through this. This year is also telling us that we can't stick to the old ways of the conventional, practical, physical action and logic and mindset. We've got to get into the energetic realm. The changes that are needed, the leaps forward that are needed, the new earth that we are created needs to come from energy, thought, collective thought, mass consciousness, united for the one goal. In the energetic, in your mind, in your heart, visualization, energy, imagination, hope, positive love, cooperation. Together we can make things happen. Together we can make a change. That's the mindset that we need to adopt. And that is the key to us getting through. Together, that's the new way. And tapping into your own energetic potential, your own energetic power that is based on what you believe, what you think, and what you give your attention to. Now, I also want to talk about the month of April. All right, so we've got that 4 year going on for the whole year, and that's comprised of those two number twos and the zeros. But then we look at the energy of the month that sits alongside that 4 year. And we get that by adding the 4 year to the month, the number of the month we're inquiring about. Now we're inquiring about April, and April's a 4 month. So we add the 4 month of April to the 4 year, and that gives us a number 8. So that means April is what is called an 8 universal month of a 4 universal year. And the 8 year is about reclaiming our personal power. Reclaiming our personal power so that we do not lose our personal power through being disempowered. Disempowered by fear. Disempowered by negative limiting beliefs. Disempowered by addiction. Disempowered by other people, disempowered by the media, and so stand strong, create inner power, empowerment through what you choose to think about, what you choose to believe, what you choose to feel, what you choose to say, what you choose to talk about, how you choose to perceive what's going on. That will empower you. Now the 8 for the month of April is also the number of manifestation, where we attract with the law of attraction, that we attract in our own individual personal day-to-day experience what we give our attention to the most. So we've got to get ourselves to a place that we attract what we think about the most. So let's make what we think about the most the possibility that we will be okay. And that we will get through this, and that we will stay healthy. And that even though we're going to go through a really hard time and money may be tight and the economy is going to be crazy and people are dying all around the world, that we at the end of the day will get through. We can get through. Okay, and we need to believe this because we will attract what we feel. We will attract what we choose to focus our attention on the most. Now, I know it's easier said than done. I know it is, but you can only do your best. You've got to put the blinkers on and say, in my world, I choose to believe no matter what the media is saying, no matter what is going on around me, that I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. Yeah, it's going to be real hard. Yeah, there's going to be big sacrifices. Life is not going to be what it was before. But we can still be. I can still be happy in some way. I can still have a fulfilling life if I choose to perceive things a little differently. If I shift my perception into a space of empowerment as opposed to fear and disempowerment. So how do you do that? I'll give you some tips with visualization. So with visualization, create a visualization where you want to try and attract something and manifest it into physical form or manifest it into reality. The first step is to fast forward to the end result. All right, the end result, I'll give you some examples. The end result is health. Let's just use health as an example, all right? So for those that are afraid of getting unwell and catching the virus and dying, I want you to visualize, I want you to come up with the belief that you fast forward to the end result, and the end result is you are happy, healthy, and safe. All right, you're happy, healthy, and safe. Now, the vision for that would simply be imagining yourself getting out of bed in the morning. Now, you know what your bed looks like. You know what your room looks like. The vision is this. It's very simple. You visualize yourself or imagine yourself getting up out of bed, and you get up out of bed and you go, oh, wow, I'm happy, healthy, and safe. This is great. I feel great. How lucky am I? I'm happy, healthy, and safe. Boom, that's it. That's all the vision needs to be. That's all the affirmation needs to be. I am happy, healthy, and safe. Boom, end of. Don't make it technical. Don't get all dramatic and make it a big, long, bloody story. It doesn't need to be that. You just continue with giving energy to that same belief, that same thought, that same image, that same vision of you getting out of bed every single day feeling happy, healthy, and safe. And don't let anything sway you from that belief. Anytime you find yourself getting afraid that, oh my God, I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to get out of bed, or I'm going to wake up with a buggered lungs, you go, no, I'm happy, healthy, and safe. And you make it so that that belief, I'm happy, healthy, and safe, is your dominant belief. And you give most of your attention to that than you do to the belief that you're going to get unwell, or that you are unwell, or if you are unwell, or even if you have the virus, that you won't recover. You will recover. The recovery rate is huge. Do you know how many people have got this virus because they've manifested it simply out of fear of believing they're going to get it and believing they're going to get sick and they're believing they're going to die? That's aside from the souls that have chosen to die to get the message across, that have sacrificed their life from a soul contract that they pre-planned before they were even born. All right. So with that being said, that's your forecast for April 2020. Let's go now to some of the tips that are going to help make this coronavirus experience in April easier for you to get through so that you can be empowered. First and foremost, number one, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be scared. Of course you're scared. I'm bloody scared. None of us have ever been through anything like this in our lives. This is new. We don't even know what the end result's going to be. We don't know how it's going to unfold. It's terrifying. So it's okay to be scared. Don't beat yourself up for being afraid. But here's the difference here, guys. You can be afraid and scared and worried, but you can also have that fear and those worries also with the bottom line thought of I'm worried, I'm scared, I'm afraid, but I know that I'll be okay in the end. That's the difference between I'm worried, I'm in fear, I'm afraid, and this is terrible, I'm going to hell, I'm going to die, it's going to be an awful death, everything around me is crumbling, this is a complete nightmare, I won't survive, take me now. You see the difference? So it's not the fear the fear's okay. It's human, it's normal. It's what's the accompanying thought that you have alongside that fear. Is the accompanying thought, I'm afraid, I'm worried, I'm scared, but I know at the end of the day I will be okay. And that's the difference. All right, so allow yourself to be afraid. You don't have to be positive, but you can at least try to be a bit less negative. You can try to be a little bit less worried. Try to be a little bit less scared, because any adjustment is something. You can have good days, bad days. Some days you'll feel really good about it. Other days you won't. That's fine. It's okay. Just roll with it. But you've got to promise me you will at least try to be a little bit more positive, a little bit less negative. And with those sorts of worries and fears, they are accompanied with that underlying belief, but I know I'll be okay in the end. I will survive this. All right? Number 2, follow the rules that you're given by your governments. Be responsible. Be cautious. Be safe. Keep yourself safe in your bubble. All of that. But at the same time, as you're following those rules, don't buy into the mass fear on the media. All right? If it winds you up and freaks you out, don't watch the TV. Stay in your bubble. Stay in your own world. Make your day-to-day reality what it is in your little bubble, in your little space. Fill your time, fill your space up with things that make you feel good. This is a time, if ever there was a time, to adopt a spiritual belief, to adopt a spiritual practice. It does not matter what you call the higher power. It's just a matter of believing there's a higher power. The label of what that higher power is irrelevant. The name, whether it's God, whether it's bloody Buddha, whether it's angels, whether it's the universe, whether it's source, it doesn't matter what it's called. But you need to believe in something, because trust me, fear and worry of this magnitude, it's very difficult to pass through it, to get through it with your own human brain willpower alone. You need a higher power to accompany you to get through that. You cannot do it on your own. It's too hard for the human willpower. It's just too hard. This is where you call on that higher power. And you call on it. You talk to it. Prayer, all prayer is talking to the higher power. Having a conversation. You don't have to be on your hands and knees with your hands together under your chin. It's having a dialogue of conversation with that higher power. I say, for example, Dear God, universal source of all that is, guides, angels, helpers, my family of light, ancestors, lost loved ones in spirit, my own higher self, I call on you now. Please help me. Help me to be strong. Help me to have faith and trust and hope. I'm freaking out here. I need your help. Can't do it on my own, and I'm calling on you. Please help me to hand all of this fear over to you, and please keep me strong. Help me to go through each day with hope in my eyes, and help me to feel inspired by the smaller things in life, the beauty in the world, to know that I'm going to be okay. And help me to be able to help others. Help me to be of service. Send me where you want me. Sometimes what helps us to get out of our own head and stop us from being so afraid is being there for other people, to console and consult and help and heal and inspire them. So help others where you can. That's another tip. Another tip, guys, is so you fast forward to the end result, you start visualizing that, and you just make a mantra and an affirmation out of that. You also need to accept what is. So we've got to accept our new reality now. We have to quickly, and it's very brutal, and it's very cold, and it's very difficult, and it's very unfair, but we have to let go of life as we know it, as we knew it. That world, that life that we had before all of this has gone. All right, we will build a new world and a new life for ourselves, but the sooner we let go of what was, and we don't waste our valuable energy that we need to heal ourselves, and we need to be positive and get through the days, we can't waste that valuable life force energy on clinging to what was and clinging to the old life that we had and how wonderful it was. With the, oh my God, I wish I was here now. Oh my God, I can't believe I've lost that. Oh my God, what I would do to go back there now. It's gone. Accept, let go, move on. We need our energy to move forward. So accept what is, accept our new reality, and let go of the past as soon as we can. We need to get back to basics, guys. That's the next tip. Get back to basics. We need to start learning now that less is more. We need to humble up. We need to find joy and happiness in the small things. And that's what this will teach us. I bet you're already pretty excited and pretty happy to just be able to get to the bloody supermarket and get served in the supermarket. I bet you're happy that you aren't sick right now in hospital, that you're at home in isolation. I bet you really appreciate your freedom now, don't ya? Less is more. This is what this is teaching us. Find joy and appreciation in the small things. We got greedy. We got cocky. We got arrogant. Humble up. Find the goodness in the small things. Less is more. Find gratitude in the small, simple things. If you look for them, you will find them everywhere. Whether it's a butterfly, whether it's an animal that you see out on the street, whether it's a beautiful sky, whether it's having food to eat, whether it's having heat or something to wear, or someone that cares about you and sends you a text message or an email or a funny meme to cheer you up or to check in on you. Find things to be grateful for, however big or small. All right. Now remember, things could also be worse. We could have been in a war. We could have been in a nuclear explosion. It could have been something worse. Adopt a spiritual practice, as I've told you. I want you to visualize your lungs safe. So for those that have real worries about, the lungs, I want you to visualize in that health visualization I was telling you about before, visualize a golden white light of protection, a fence, a wall, an iron steel protector layer, shield around your lungs to keep them safe, healthy and strong. You know, they keep you safe. You are safe. Your lungs are happy, healthy and safe. I want you to do more of what makes you feel happy, whether it's listening to music you love. For those in isolation, we've got time to kill. Here's a little tip. This is something I like to do. I like to think back on records or tapes or music that I used to have when I was younger that I absolutely loved. And it might be an LP record. Search for it on YouTube. And there's always a full album recorded of some of that, whether it's the Bay City Rollers I used to listen to or the Blondie or whatever. I find records that I used to just love and I find them on YouTube and I just play them and I sing along and it takes me to another world and God, it makes me happy. So find your thing. You know, it might be dancing, it might be exercise, it might be watching funny programs, old reruns of Friends, reading books that uplift and inspire you, cooking, eating food that's delicious. Who cares if we gain some weight? If it feels good, do it. I also want you to then at the same time you're doing more of what makes you feel good, I want you to do less of what makes you feel not good. So if there are people around you that are really negative, people around you that are talking about how bad things are and you don't want to buy into that, you're going to have to cut your time short with them. People I know are pretending that they think they might have the virus so they can go into their own little isolation area of the home and avoid the negative people. That's a good one, eh? That's a good little tip. So music, pets, inspirational books, great time to do self-help, online classes, great time to go onto YouTube and find a meditation, a positive, meditation or a health meditation or a well-being meditation, guided meditations. Do some searches on YouTube, find music you like, find guided meditations where the voice is very soothing and you really resonate to the person that's taking the meditation. Learn how to do some breath work to calm yourself down. Learn mindfulness, meditation, yoga for some people, Qigong online on YouTube, just Google it. Do some online classes, fill your heart and soul with uplifting and empowering material and here's your final tip, take things one day at a time. Don't think too far ahead. You don't know what the outcome's going to be, so don't stress yourself out trying to figure it out and worry yourself unnecessarily. Take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. Okay, that is the only thing you can control. Have faith, have trust that life knows what it's doing. The planet is rebalancing, having a reboot, and just ride with it. Live in the present moment. Don't worry about the future. Just focus on the now. You don't know what opportunities, what good things are going to come from this. You don't know what the universe has in store. Miracles only happen when we believe in them. All right? We need to believe in them. This is a very, very special time. I know it doesn't feel that way, but it actually is. And we can get through this. There are many wonderful resources that are available at our fingertips. You've got all my favorite authors like Carolyn Mace. She does a prayer circle where we're sending prayers out around the whole world to everybody. You've got a collective cosmic global meditation on the 4th of April in America and the 5th of April in New Zealand, Australia, the UK and other parts of the world, where we all meditate for 20 minutes at the same time, and that energy is mass consciousness. It's got enough, if we get enough people doing it, we can create a massive shift that'll affect every single one of us. Now, it won't heal the virus completely around the world in an instant, but it definitely sets the tone and creates a massive shift for improvement in a huge, massive way. So if you want to contribute to that, I suggest you do for your own well-being and for the well-being of the whole, because that's how we're going to move forward now. We need to come from a collective mindset, not as individual people working on our own. Places like Hay House, my author, my publisher, they are doing like free classes and $1 ebooks and crazy, crazy cheap deals so people can still fill their heart, mind and body and soul with all good and inspirational material for peanuts, because people are tight with money right now. You know, I'm doing half-price readings for those that are desperate and need a reading, half-price 30-minute readings, and I'll honour that for as long as I have to. I really don't mind, as long as I can be of service. So I hope this information helps you in some way. I'll be in touch again in May, and I send you all my love and blessings from New Zealand. I love you all. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Bye.